Hello everyone, and welcome to From the Heart Friday, session 92, with me, Jessica Brigden of Jess B, Creative Cardiology. Happy Friday. Hope you guys are having a great week. We're looking forward to the weekend. I've got some fun cards for us today. We are going to be playing with the Oh Snap stamp set. This is on page 47 of the Stampin' Up! Mini catalog, and this is one of the stamp sets that will not be carrying over. So you do have a little bit of time to get it, but not much. So make sure you add this to your list. And I thought it'd be fun to show you how this fun set is not just for kids, but the kids at heart. We all love it. So I don't know, perhaps if you follow my blog, jessbcreativecardiology.com, I did post one of these cards on Monday. So you'll want to make sure you go back and check that out. But I thought I'd walk you through how to make that. I didn't get a chance to make a video for that on Monday. So I thought today would be a good one. And then we'll also pull in some other fun papers. We're gonna use the Artistry Blooms paper, which is retiring here this month. I can't believe how quickly this month is flying by. I mean, today's already April 23rd. So we have exactly 1 week left of the Stampin' Up! The retiring catalog here. So if you haven't placed your order for last chance items, there are some fantastic deals. Don't miss out. You have 1 week left. But again, everything is while supplies last, including stamp sets. So even stamp sets are starting to sell out now. I just checked. There's a few things on that list already. Hey Janelle, hey Wendy, hey Carol. Thank you guys. Glad you made it just as I'm starting here. Yeah, so I don't have a crocodile or alligator shirt, but I did have this kind of like tropical, jungly sweatshirt. So it's the closest thing to like some greens. I wear more blues and kind of coastal-y colors, but I do have a few greens, which I thought we'd kind of pull in, coordinate with today's projects here. So I'm gonna flip, we're gonna just jump right into it and get started, and we'll have lots of fun. All right, so flip that quick there. All right, you can see I do have my April host code here, good for just one more week, WH3NFNSU. If you'd like to place the order, then that helps associate your order with me as your demonstrator. All right, I'm trying to make sure we have lots of light here. Let's see here if we can make it just a little bit brighter. There we go. All right, I don't like it when it's too dark. Okay, so like I said, we are playing with Oh Snap. And it's funny, this is not my typical style of stamp set. You know, I love all things floral and beachy and things like this. So this one is a bit whimsical. It's kind of fun, but I thought it was super cute and I just couldn't resist. So I've broke down and got it, and I'm glad that I did. So let's start. The first card here is the one you may have seen on my blog. I'm going with some Old Olive for the main color here. It's 5.5 by 8.5 for your card base. And we'll just fold that there at the 4 1/4 mark. And then I don't usually do tone on tone like that. This piece is 4 by 5 1/4, but I'm pulling in the hammered metal embossing folder, which I've had in my collection for a while. Honestly, I haven't used it until this project because it is kind of an unusual design there. Hey, Jeanette. But to me, I thought, and maybe you guys will agree, I thought this looked just like lizard skin. It was like perfect. So what I'm doing is taking this layer of Old Olive here, put it in our hammered metal folder. And they do have a line there if you want to line it up. It's really not too essential for this one because it's you know, it doesn't have a particular line to it, so you don't have to worry about matching up too much there. But this is a 3D one. So for this, you're going to come in with your Stampin' Cut and Emboss with your base and then your metal. And then you are going to use, this is plate number 4. This is the gray plate for that because it is one of those thicker plates there. So when we run that through, so I got too many things on my desk here. When we run that through, check out the cool impression that gives. And that looks pretty neat on its own, but when we bring in our scrap mat, and I've got just a sponge wedge here. The sponges are actually on sale because Stampin' Up! Is pretty much moving to the blending brushes or the daubers. So if you haven't tried these yet and you wanna kind of experiment a little bit, then I'm trying to find the sponges here, but the sponges were on sale. Here they are, page 147. You get a package of 3. They're on sale for $3.20. And each sponge you can cut into at least 5 to 6 little wedges. So 1 pack of sponges really does go a long way. So for $3.20, you can't beat that. Always nice to have a few extras on hand, and you could use one for every color or kind of use one for your greens and things like that. So what I'm gonna do is daub this on here and then just swirl it around. So this is Old Olive ink on Old Olive cardstock, and look how it brings out that texture. Isn't that cool? And I don't even care. I don't necessarily want an even texture. I want it to look just like that. I want it to look like lizard skin here. And if you've ever seen a alligator or crocodile, you know they're not just one solid color. They've kind of got different tones and textures to their skin a little bit there. But I thought that was just the coolest thing. So that is the hammered metal embossing folder. And yes, we've just made some lizard skin there. So you'll never look at that folder the same way again, I guarantee it. But I do love that effect. Thank you guys. So with this, we are just going to adhere it right to our card base here. And of course, you could try that. You could do it with different colors too. You could even do this with browns and get more like a suede effect, which is pretty cool. All right, so we've got our base. Now I thought really an unusual pairing here. I'm actually pulling in some of the well-suited designer series paper from the mini catalog. In fact, I'm going to pair our Crocodile with this fun floral pattern. Now in the stamp set here, you do have your lily pads and your lotus blossoms and things like that. So I thought, well, you know what, the flowers kind of work. And it's a fun color combination. So I have cut my well-suited floral paper to 1.5 inches by 5 1/4. And I'm going to layer that on a piece of Night of Navy that is 2 inches by 5 1/4. And we'll just glue these together here. So this also shows you can use your well-suited paper for all kinds of different things. It doesn't necessarily have to be just for suits or golf or sports or things like that. You can totally change it up. All right, I am using my favorite navy ribbon. This is the denim ribbon. This is still available. However, it is on back order at the moment. So you can order it, and then as soon as it's back in stock, then Stampin' Up! Will ship it out. But for that, I'm just tying a knot. I don't usually go all the way around, but it's such a small piece that you get a nice little bow there if you go all the way around, and then we can adjust our little loops there. All right, so again, I'm just going to glue this down so it comes together pretty simple here. This is going to go right across the center. All right, isn't that fun? I love the blues and the greens together. Great color combination. Now, for time's sake, I did go ahead, I stamped our large crocodile here, and I did manage to get him to fit. This is the E block. Oh, hi Pam, thanks so much for sharing. Yeah, so this is the E block and he just fits. You can see his little snout. I guess they call it a muzzle. I did Google what is the difference between an alligator and a crocodile, because I really wasn't sure. And it turns out the difference is in the shape of the snout. They call it a muzzle. This is your fact for the day. Apparently with an alligator, the muzzle is more rounded, whereas with a crocodile, you do get more of that V shape, and crocodiles apparently are more known to bare their teeth, the top teeth especially. So that is how we know that apparently this is a crocodile. However, I don't know that I've ever actually, I mean, I'm sure I've seen crocodile at the zoo or something like that. I think in North America here, like Florida and things, I think alligators are a bit more common. So I think if you were coordinating this with maybe some alligator scrapbook pages or something like that, that you could definitely pass this off as an alligator. I really don't think anybody's going to quiz you, but I thought for this video today, I better have my facts straight. So in case you were wondering, this is definitely a crocodile. So I have gone ahead, I have stamped this on a scrap of old olive cardstock. You do need a piece that's at least the size of your E block. So you want at least 3 inches, about 3 inches by 4 1/4. Okay, for your crocodile here. So I did go ahead and stamp this. I knew you weren't gonna wanna sit there and watch me trim this out all day long. So I did more of the hard parts, but I do wanna show you a tip for this. So when you come in and you are doing the scales, the pointy part, because there is not a die set for this, so you do need a good sharp pair of Stampin' Up's paper snips here. But if you come in and you snip each of these, do like the left side first for each of these, okay? And then you can come back in and then snip the right sides right up until that V, right into the point there. And you're gonna do that for each of these. And then what happens is it loosens them enough and you can just come in and pull them out. And then you don't have to worry about trying to maneuver your scissors in between each of those points. So just kind of trim it out generically and then use your scissors to cut the V's, to do one side and then the other. And then you can do just what I'm doing here, just pull out the little points, and that makes it so much easier. I am tossing those little bits in my waste bin here so that I don't end up with these all over my table. But yeah, so that's what you're gonna do for the inside, for the kind of the scaly parts. And then for the rest, it's pretty easy. The rest is pretty smooth here and really doesn't take too long. All right, so it's not too bad considering there's not a die for this. All right, so then trim off that. With these feet, we're gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna just cut right across, and then I'm going to go into the V for each of these. Okay, and then I'm gonna come do the rest here. I'm gonna do this too. So kind of just go right across and then come into the points on one side, and then as we grab this from the other here, right up, okay, right into the point, and then grab, cut the little V's, okay, all this concentration, we get kind of quiet here. All right, then right up, there we go. So then you see these pieces come right out. Okay, snip, snip. Then those little pieces fall right out, and just like that, kind of like trim the toenails there. All right, So we just pull those out. We've got a few scraps, and then the rest is easy peasy there. So originally I left this like this. However, since I've got this hammered metal folder, I thought, well, maybe we should try, let's emboss him at the same time. So I'm just gonna stick him right in there. Again, just doing my base plate, no tabs, and then plate number 4. This is the specialty plate here. And then run that through. And I think that's pretty cool. I should have paid attention. I actually should have done it with the other side up. But that does give him some pretty neat texture. Let's see, let's sponge him a little bit too. I've got a little bit of ink left. A little bit of ink left on here. Let's add a little bit more. Oops, don't want to bend his little snout, his muzzle. So I bet you didn't know you were going to learn all about alligators and crocodiles and how to make lizard skin on today's video. You never know what you're going to see here on Just Be Creative Cardiology, but I do think that that looks pretty neat. We've got lots of texture. All right, so what we're going to do is use our full-size dimensionals on the body, and then if you've got a couple of minis, or even cut one of these full size in half here. All right, so we're gonna go right up the tail even with the full ones, and then with the smaller ones, you can actually get right out there on the muzzle, just about to the end on that one, and then you can even do the tip of the tail if you like there. So I am going to hold this for a moment while we get our sentiment circles ready. So for this, I have used the layering circles. Now, they're not my stitched shapes dies. Those are already sold out here in the US. However, the layering circles, they are carrying over. These are the ones that they are solid circle shapes, and then you do have your scalloped circles as well. So I'm using the 2 largest of the regular circles. So the basic white ends up being 2 3/4, and then the largest there, the navy, is approximately 3 inches. So when you do those 2 largest, then they do layer nicely with a little 1/4 inch border there. So no, they're not stitched. It's not quite the same, but but I have to admit they are pretty versatile, especially since Stampin' Up! Is doing away with the circle punches. Now, I'm not sure if that's really something on Stampin' Up's, like a decision they made, or perhaps, well, Stampin' Up! Does make all of their stamps and ink. They do not make their punches and their dies, and so I'm thinking the decision to do away with the circle punches and things might have more to do with a supplier issue than with them actually wanting to discontinue it. So that is my theory on that. But if you do love the circle punches, in the US, the 2 1/4 is already sold out, but you do still have the 2 inch and the 1.5. And yes, I think you'll agree, sometimes it's just nice to have a circle punch. It's just a little bit more versatile, or sometimes it's just nice to have something to grab quick without having to get out your die cut machine. But it is what it is. The dies do allow us to have larger shapes. Okay, so we've got this. Now I'm going to stamp. I did put 2 sentiments on here. I thought it'd be fun to do the Jungle Wishes and Crocodile Kisses. Now, I have no idea who I'm actually going to send this card to at the moment, but either way, that was a fun I thought it was a fun color combination. And to brighten things up, I'm pulling out the color of the flowers here in this paper. So I'm pulling in some Pacific Point. It's a nice bright blue. And I have put both of my stamps on here. So what I originally did, I layered these. I got an idea of where I would like this to go. I thought I'd like my crocodile body to kind of frame there around the circle. So let's kind of frame that in. Spot out where you want it. I put my greetings on here and then laid my block on top. So I can see that I want my stamps right about there. All right, so I'm gonna take this, pretty much got my idea, and then we're gonna come right in, stamp this on here in Pacific Point. Now I can go ahead, I'm gonna put my dimensionals on the back of the circles. Hey Tony, how are you? You'll appreciate this card. Tony's heading to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina here soon. And down in Myrtle Beach. Tony, have you ever been to the Alligator Adventure Park in Myrtle Beach? My husband and I went there a couple years ago. And even as adults with no kids there, it was super fun. We really enjoyed it. They did have a few crocodiles, but primarily it is an alligator sanctuary. Alligators are quite common in the Myrtle Beach area. They like to go in that inland just a little bit, not in the ocean, but in the water that's the fresh water, and even some that they call it brackish, where the salt water and the fresh water mix there. And I think I've got some, I know I've got photos from that trip that need to be scrapbooked still. So I think this would be a fun stamp set to come in and do some of those projects. And then of course, if you are a Gators fan, Florida Gators, then hey, here you go. You could do some fun sports inspired projects here. You could do them up in Gator colors there. There's lots of ideas here for this stamp set. I was just cleaning that there. Isn't it so cute? Aw. All right, so this, and I didn't figure, because we had so much texture on here, I really didn't think we needed a whole lot of embellishment. I just stuck with the denim ribbon. I like the casual look of that. No, this stamp set is not carrying over. You do have just a little bit of time because it's in the mini catalog, and the mini catalog runs through June. So technically this stamp set is guaranteed to be available through the end of May, and then that's it. If they have quantities, you might still be able to get it in June, but if you really want it, I would make sure you get it before the end of May. So yes, this is page 47 of the mini. Isn't that cute? All right, so that's card number 1. That one was actually planned, and it's my most recent blog post. If you type in just be Creative Cardiology, just all together, no spaces or anything like that. Just be creativecardiology.com. That is my blog. I do have the measurements posted, and I will put a link to that here in the video description along with the products list as well. All right, so for the next one is not fully planned out. It is more of a concept, but you guys know how that goes. We were pulling in other shades of green. And I thought it pairs so well, again, with some of my favorite. This is the Artistry Blooms Designer Series paper from the annual catalog that is retiring. And of course, this paper, this is page 148. This paper is on sale for $9.20, so fantastic. And this one, the green, it coordinates with this paper. Of course, pretty much anything goes, but the specific green is Granny Apple Green. And so we've got 5.5 by 8.5 here for our card base. Again, scoring there at 4 1/4. And now this time, I thought I'm gonna be stamping on top of my designer series paper. I'm using the, this is bright and flashy. I'm gonna use the the green ombre. So we kind of blend from granny apple green across some old olive. We've got darker shades of garden green in here. And so I thought, since I'm stamping directly on this, I'll be using my Tuxedo Black Memento ink for that. So I'm going to layer this on a piece of basic black that's 4 by 5 1/4. All right, I'm not anticipating using any ribbon for this card, so I'm just gonna go ahead and glue this all together right now. So I think before I glue this piece on, even though I'm gonna stamp right on it, I'm gonna bring in my foam mat because this is a photopolymer set. And yeah, I'm gonna just stamp first before I glue, because if it really doesn't come out right, then I can just cut another piece of paper without having to pull my card apart. So, so I think let's go ahead and just stamp our giant crocodile here first. So I'm gonna ink this all up with the Tuxedo Black Memento. Now I am using the Tuxedo Black Memento because I might be bringing in my blends for this. And this is the ink you want to use if you're using blends. Of course, you could also use any of our classic inks here too, but I thought this one, let's go ahead. Well, can I get them to all fit? I guess we're gonna have to go like this. So it'll fit on there because I've got this cut at 3 3/4 by 5. So I wanted the body of my crocodile, hey Gladys, I wanted that to go on the darker piece there. Okay, so not too bad. So Gladys, if anybody who's just joining, we are using Stampin' Up's Oh Snap stamp set from page 47 of the mini catalog. And the mini catalog is good for another month. However, this stamp set is not carrying over. So again, get it while you can. All right, so we've got some other fun images in here too. We've got some lily pads and frogs. We've got some lotus flowers that go with the lily pads. There's even some fish and things in here. And we need a sentiment on here too. There's such fun ones. Oh snap, in a wild crocodile. We used the Jungle Wishes and Crocodile Kisses on the first one. Sorry, I snapped at you. All right, so you guys can be thinking which sentiment I should use here. And let's see, maybe let's pull in some of these other fun shapes here. So thinking maybe we'll stamp a couple of lily pads. Let me get my blocks out here all the way. So let's go ahead and stamp a couple of these with the garden green ink here. So that'll be a nice dark kind of tone on tone. And we'll just kind of put these around a little bit wherever our crocodile is swimming here. Let's do that. He's kind of swimming through the swamp with the with the lily pads and all kinds of stuff. So we'll get that started there. And then, of course, on top of our lily pads, we are going to need some pretty flowers growing out of that. Let me get everything. With these photopolymer, I like to put them back on the sheet so that they don't end up stuck to an ink pad and lost somewhere. All right, so let's stamp we can do a couple of flowers. Maybe they go right on there. I'm not sure if I can really get a whole lot. There we go. Kind of blend them in there a little bit. All right, so we've got a very monochromatic card going on with our different shades of green. We've got our granny apple and our garden green on here. I guess I could have just stamped my alligator in green. I was thinking I would stamped everything in black just so that, but I'm thinking it looks pretty close there. Well, let's come in, let's do a frog or two. I think that'd be cute. There's a little frog by the lily pad. That's kind of cute. I kind of like him there. And then, I don't know. I think I kind of like the simplicity of this. Obviously, we didn't do any fussy cutting or anything like that on this one. So maybe we'll just come in and do our greeting. We can put our greeting here again between the jaws. So what do you guys think? Sorry I snapped at you is what Luann's voting for. All right. Nice. All right. Oh, Luann's having a great day. She got a Stampin' Up! Delivery. She got her paper pumpkin kit. Ooh, and she got a bow maker. Very cool. Well, that's neat. Yeah, great. My paper pumpkin kit just came. I was supposed to be doing my paper pumpkin video tonight, but I think I'm going to have to postpone that to next week because I haven't even had a chance to look through it yet. All right, so we're doing Sorry I Snapped at You. All right, so let's go ahead again. Go ahead and fit this where you want it, kind of get an eye for it first. Okay, and then once you get it how you like it there, then you can put your block on top. Those are gonna stay now. And now we can, let's go and let's do the black on this one. Just to make it stand out just a little bit more. Okay. And let's go right in here. Okay. Oh yeah, that looks pretty good. All right, and then, yeah, I think that works pretty good. Now I'm gonna grab a scrap piece because I kind of want to test out, I was debating if I should color those flowers. So let's say if it would even, what do you guys think? Should I use my Magenta Madness and color the lotus blossoms, or do you guys like the tone on tone and leave it as is? That's what I was thinking. In the meantime, I am gonna go ahead and just glue this down. Find my adhesive here. So we could keep it, so far we've kept this pretty simple. But I did wanna show you because when you look at this, sometimes when you think, oh, there's no dyes and oh, it's too much coloring. But so I wanted to show you guys some quick and easy ways to make cute cards that don't take a lot of extra embellishing. All right, so Luann likes the tone on tone. So Luann, yes, when I do my paper pumpkin videos, I do them in my Facebook group. So if you're here on this on my Facebook page, then there should be a link to the group. I can also share that. And that video would be at 6 o'clock next Friday. I'll create an event for it. So I do have my, okay, so I've brought out my Mango Madness. And again, I don't know why, but Stampin' Up! Is retiring the Mango Madness color. I'm not really sure why, because we don't really have any other, we have Daffodil Delight and So Saffron blends in a yellow color. So I loved Mango Melody because it was a nice, darker, brighter, kind of a mix between yellow and orange. So if you don't already have the Mango Melody blends, I love this color. And the combo is on sale for $8.10. So that's pretty cool. So let's check this out. If we were gonna do yellow, unfortunately, to me, I'm thinking the yellow doesn't really show up enough. So I think, yeah, Do you guys want me to try the yellow or just leave it? Yeah, 6 o'clock Eastern, Luann. Yep. Okay, yeah, so if you're in Central Time, then you're an hour behind me because Mountain Time is 2 hours behind. Yep. I don't know, I think I'm gonna go with that, but I do have some Artistry Blooms sequins here. So maybe we'll pull in some of these. I have some of the yellow ones here. What if we do that? Yeah. Okay, let's add in some of these. I think these are actually Mango Melody. These are from the Artistry Bloom sequence. I think we can add a couple of these. That'll kind of pop it up just a little bit, add a little something something to our card here. Maybe we need one down here by our snapped. We could do that. We've got, oh, where should we put a big one? Maybe we'll put a big one. I don't know, maybe right over, maybe right up, let's say right up here. I've got an ink spot. We can hide the, embellishments are great for covering things that didn't necessarily need to be there. Oh, let's go with a couple more. Why not? So you always want to keep with like an odd number. So since we have 4, let's go on. We'll put a 5th. Let's do that. We'll do one right over here. This is kind of fun. We'll give him some sparkle. We'll jazz him up a little bit. Something to, a little bling bling as he creeps through the marsh there. That's always fun. I like to create stories for my critters, for my cards. Makes it more fun that way. Yeah, so there we have it. We've got pretty ultra simple. And then we've got stepped up a bit here with our hammered metal embossing folder and some sponging of the ink there. This one I think is really the pièce de résistance. The I just love that. I hope you guys give that textured technique a try there. So yes, the hammered metal embossing folder, very cool. And that was with the well-suited paper. And then this one, just some quick and simple, direct to paper stamping with our Artistry Blooms Designer Series paper, which is on sale. And we added a little bit of Artistry Blooms sequins there. So lots of fun. This is the Oh Snap stamp set, another really cute one. And like I said, we've got just another week left of our annual catalog. So if you need anything, let me know. Again, we've got some great deals. You get your Mango Melody blends on sale. Of course, your Artistry Blooms Designer Series paper on sale. So many great things. If you have any questions or need help ordering, just let me know. And if you are watching the replay on YouTube, then don't forget to thumbs up, leave me a comment, subscribe if you haven't already. If you're one of my Facebook viewers and you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, I am nearing a milestone. I am close to 2,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel. I am just 29 subscribers away from that mark. So if you haven't already, please check out my YouTube channel. Again, everything, whether it's my Facebook, my blog, my YouTube, everything here is just be Creative Cardiology. On YouTube, even if you put in a search, type in my name, Jessica Brigden, that will bring you up to my channel as well. So I'd love for you to check it out. So thank you guys so much. Happy Friday to you all. Hope you guys have a great weekend. I enjoy spending my Friday afternoons with you all too. Yes, thank you so much. Hope you guys enjoyed the projects, and I will put a link to all the supplies we've used, as well as a link to that blog post as well if you want to check that out and reference the measurements. All right, so we will stamp with you again soon. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.